Hey YouTube, it's Kagero. I am here today to do a deck profile on my Dragonic Overlord deck. I haven't done an update on this for a while, but a couple of things have changed, like the Revival Collection, and Conroe's unbanned in like a few days, so as soon as I heard he was unbanned, I started playtesting with a new build and stuff, and I figured I'd show it off to you guys and how it's gone so far. So my new starter, obviously, is Conroe. Um, it's a really good card. He's not broken. It was completely legitimate to unban this card. This card's not going to break any meta or anything. It is a good card, but it's not like broken. Not like TikTok or whatever. So for triggers, I'm playing 4 Janet because you stride into Titan and you can use it. It's very helpful. Then 3 more crits, followed by 4 Gatling Claw draws and 1 other draw. You could probably play the Seal Dragon draw over Gojo here. I'm just playing Gojo because he's pretty, and one of my favorite cards that was ever in the clan was Gojo. So, but I like a 7-to-5 ratio in this deck. It just seems to run better for me than playing more crits. So, and then my last is 4 heal triggers. So that is it for that. You'll notice there's no flame dragons in there, and that's because I'm not playing the legend. For my grade 1 lineup, I got 4 perfect orbs, our damage and flipper, which we need, followed by 4 Conroe. He searches out grade 3s and he unflips lots of damage. He's really good. Next is a newer addition to my deck, Flame Energy, or Energy Flame. He's really helpful in the sense that the way I like utilizing him is I can call him, use him for a booster and such, and I like using him on my opponent's turn when I guard with like Denial Griffin or something like that, and then I kill their card, and then I can use him on their turn to unflip my damage. That way I get to use him as a booster to actually attack with, and then on my opponent's turn I get to create the face-up damage, so that I can continue to like G-guard on their turn if I was running out, or I can make sure I'll have the counterblast when it gets my turn to go into like a stride or something and actually pay the effect. Next I play 2 Lava Flows. I'm not playing more because I don't feel like I need it with what my grade 3 lineup does. I feel like and Conroe as well. I feel like I usually have enough grade 3s, so. And my last grade 1 I'm playing is 1 Calamity Tower, usually, like 9 times out of 10. This is why I like to search off with my Conroe. So I replaced the body of Conroe, but I also get to draw a card. So it's a net +1 without losing any field presence. For my grade 2s, the best grade 2 in the clan, for Nahalem. He's a tank, followed by a new addition, Rulin. Rulin is kind of like Belog, where if he intercepts and the attack is successfully blocked, you can kill something at rest. But I feel like he's a much better card than Belog, thus why I'm playing him and not Belog. 1, Belog's a 6k, this guy's a 9k, so this guy's just a better number. And the other thing is, Belog, you have to keep him in your hand. You can't actually use him to play offense and utilize his effect. However, Rulin, you can actually use him and still utilize the effect, and that's what I like about him. He's kind of like an attack sponge. People won't be able to attack like they normally would have. They'll have to attack him first, and against decks like Gear Chronicle where they want to start attacking with Melon first, it kind of messes things up. And then next is 2 Hulk Roar, who combos with like the Break Ride and Rulin and the Energy Flame. The idea is that you G-guard or intercept with Rulin and kill a card, and then on their turn you can activate Hulk Roar and kill another card. And then this is where something like Energy Flame would come in helpful, where you can then unflip that 2 damage you used to do this. So he just rips apart the opponent's offense on their turn. So that is it for the 2s. For the threes, I play 4 cross followed by 4x. I don't like the great. I feel like he's a really subpar legion, honestly. And I like the cross for the sake that you can't always stride. And if you can't stride, you're going to have to just rely on whatever you have. And I don't typically legion until I don't have like another option. Usually if I can't stride, that's when I'll legion, and then I'll be able to stride next turn. So that's what I like about using it, other than it's a really good legion, one of the best in the game. And I play for the end, and I really like it, and I don't want to play the cross, or the legend I should say. I like the end, not only because of its legion mate interaction, but I actually like riding this card as my Vanguard, especially if I've been made to go first. If I'm going first, and that means I'll be the first player to get the grade 3, if I have both these, but I can actually set up for his effect, I would prefer to ride him, because once you get past that point, you're just going to be striding most of the game anyways, but he puts a lot of pressure in, and like early game, he is very, very lethal to the opponent. Like if they don't guard him, you get a crit, and then you restand him and swing with that crit again, they're either going to like probably die, or they're going to have to minus themselves guarding early, which they wouldn't really want to do, and then that's really hindered their ability to play from that point on. Not everyone will agree with me on this. A lot of people won't, but this is how I like playing it, and it works really well for me. So that is it for the main deck. Getting into the G zone first. Usually our first stride, Vortex Desire. He flips a card, doesn't have to counter blast or anything. So he flips you a Titan, puts pressure on the opponent. And a secondary first stride, Mustafa. Mustafa is helpful when your opponent has a rear guard that absolutely has to die. You don't want to wait for their permission to let Vortex Desire hit. And that's where Mustafa comes in, and he'll also be able to flip a card for Titan to set up for later. The only downside to him is that you can only kill up to 1, although usually it's not really a big deal. And there's a counter blast. But he's for when your opponent has a card that absolutely must die. Next we got our forward Titan, who gives us a good mid game because he not only wipes the board, but he has a crit. So he wipes the board and then forces the opponent to minus more by guarding from the hand because they don't want to take the crit. Next I got 2 ace. You can play 4 so that you could utilize it as like a first stride if you really wanted to. That doesn't come up very often, and it's very cost heavy. So I'm just running 2. I usually only need it once a game. So then we've got 2 express for when they probably can't guard and you're just going to end the game. It's a good card in that sense. Moving on to the G guards, we got 1 Dismal, just in case we're going up against a VMAX or something. 2 Azel Orb, he's a 20 shield. I'm not playing Screw. I feel like this card that's just an easy 20 overall works better, so I'd rather play the 2 of them. 1 the Denial Flare, or Defeat Flare I mean. I don't utilize this card often, but in certain matchups against like Raging Form or Nightmare Dolls, something like that, this card is super clutch and will win you the game, so we just run 1 of it. And then last is the best G guard in the game, Denial Griffin. I only play 2 because it doesn't come up very rarely ever that I've ever wanted more than 2. And playing less gives me more diversity in my G zone, so that's it for why. But yeah, that's it for this. Figured I would update it because I haven't done it in a while and see how I'm updating it for the new ban list. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any comments, ideas on how you've changed your deck or whatever, or questions about matchups and stuff or rulings, let me know. Thank you for watching.